fluid, effortless, poetic.
Well, fighters talk about that all the time, that like especially a counter shot. Like they land something and they don't even have any idea they're going to do it, and they did it, and then it caused the knockout. It's their training manifests itself in this one special, beautiful moment where bang, this thing happens, and then they see the guy drop and they're like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah.
And then they walk away, and it's the work. It's there's so many things involved, right? There's so many moving pieces. You have to be working on your own mind to learn how to get out of your own way. You also have to be like really engrossed in whatever the activity is that you're doing, like obsessed, in love with it, passionate about it. And then you have to have the discipline to show up and actually do the work. There's so many different moving pieces, and it all has to be managed, and it's not solid. It's like a fucking raft on the ocean. It's moving around. You're always trying to like figure out how to keep it moving and functional. And it always seems unmanageable. And after it's over, you're always like, oh, how the fuck did that even work?
Yeah, we call it the fader board. It's that weird thing of
right.
like, how do you get it all? And honestly, particularly in the last 15 years when I started really taking martial arts seriously, half the stuff that I've been able to do right in my creative life are principles that I learned on the mat with my Sifu. Guard your center. Keep your eye on the lead elbow. Get to the blind side,
How often do you do that?
I started, I think I'm in the 15th or 16th year. Sifu was over day before yesterday. So, a bunch of times a week. And if I'm working on something, or if he can make it to location, we'll have long stretches where we're doing it every day. Then there's gradings. So you got to prep for those,
Mm-hmm.
It's
So what are you doing? Are you doing Kung Fu? Like, is it a very particular style?
Traditional Wing Chun.
Really?
Fu, yeah. Which is
very underrated art form.
Yes. Also, so many trade secrets, and so different than how I see it when I'm looking at videos, in that in UFC, everything is out in the open and it's discussed, and you see in a lot of the Eastern stuff, there was a turf wars, and we're not really going to show them our footwork. We're not going to do this. So, but anyway, it's been a real deep dive with my Sifu, Eric Oram, whose Sifu, my Sigung, is Grandmaster William Chung, renowned kind of Hong Kong rooftop fights, all that stuff. Amazing lore, but very technical, difficult to build, and easy to use.
You very rarely see that in the UFC, but one of the best fighters in the UFC uses it regularly. Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson uses trapping hands.
The Mukjung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He grabs wrists and comes over the top with elbows. He does straight Wing Chun. He does it all the time. And he even practices on a wooden dummy.
Yeah. I got my ass kicked by a wooden dummy for about 3 years, and then I finally understood the principle of don't fight force with force. And, it's just nuts. So anyway, half the time, if I would be in a critical artistic situation, I would just say, because Wing Chun problems are life problems are Wing Chun problems, and I would just go back to how did this kind of relate to, because I don't like getting clocked and getting my teeth knocked in, because we tend to, sometimes we glove up, but we're not wearing mouthpieces. It's very...
Why are you wearing a mouthpiece?
It's certainly not, because he's very good at pulling his punches, and he's also even better at making sure that I don't accidentally hit him. But we get as close as we can to what the real experience would be. But again, it's like everything. I'm sure, a few clicks back down the road, there's things that instructors were doing that would be considered illegal to do to a group of students nowadays.
Yeah, for sure.
So
not just a few clicks while I was coming up.
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah. Oh, they'd hit each other.
Yes.
Students would get beat up.
Yes.
It was a normal thing.
Yes.